Hello, and let's begin today our English Communication Skills course. Today is the first class and we'll start with our own introduction. अब इंट्रोडक्शन जो होता है वो किसी भी स्पीच में किसी भी कम्युनिकेशन साइकिल में इज द फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन वी मेक ऑन अदर्स. It's the point we make our impression or we break our impression in front of someone else. कोई और आपके बारे में क्या सोचेगा ये सब मुकम्मल डिपेंडेंट होता है आपके इंट्रोडक्शन पे. तो इंट्रोडक्शन से हम स्टार्ट करते हैं, बट उससे पहले लेट्स डिस्कस व्हाट्स सो स्पेशल इन दिस इंग्लिश कोर्स. क्यों ये इंग्लिश कोर्स इज नॉट जस्ट अनदर इंग्लिश कोर्स. Starting with the first thing that it has all the very specially tailored lessons. ये lessons specially आपके लिए आपकी needs को आपकी communication needs को देखकर plan किए गए हैं. They are very beginner friendly. Even if you can't speak a single sentence in English language, you can easily ace this course. Communication skills focused हैं. ये नहीं है कि आपको English सिखाया जाएगा as a subject. English as a language is quite an easy thing to speak. जब आपने बात करनी है, आपने बोलना है, तो आप English language में बात कर सकें, अपनी बात समझा सकें, जितना आपके पास knowledge है, उसे explain कर सकें. That's the real purpose of English communication. You'll get to have a practice platform to improve your communication skills. ये एक वो प्लेटफॉर्म है जो हमेशा से हमें रिक्वायर्ड था, जिसकी हम कहते हैं कि हमारे पास वो प्लेस नहीं है where we can speak, where we can start improving our English language. So this is the right place. It will boost your confidence. आपका confidence improve करेगा. आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आपको लगेगा कि yes, I can speak English. Yes, I am fluent enough. I can speak in front of anyone. You'll get to correct your pronunciation. बहुत सारे ऐसे words होते हैं जिनकी pronunciation हम सही नहीं कर रहे होते, वो pronunciation ठीक करेगा आपकी fluency enhance होगी speech की. Speech में if we speak in other languages, if we speak in our mother tongue, if we speak in Urdu language, we are too fluent. हम बहुत आराम से बात करते हैं. We never feel like we lack words, we lack fluency in the language. हमें बार बार रुकना नहीं पड़ता. Why is that? Have you ever thought? Yes, that's because we have never practiced this language as much as we have practiced our mother tongue. हम सोचते उस लैंग्वेज में हैं, हमारी डेली कम्युनिकेशन उस लैंग्वेज में होती है, तो जितनी ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस उतनी ज़्यादा फ्लुएंसी. एंड last but not the least, tips and tricks to speak English. You'll get all the tips and tricks कि किस तरह improve करना है, किस तरह आपकी communication skills improve होंगी. So let's start with a speaking session. And for speaking session, आज हम शुरू करेंगे. Would you rather be rich or famous? जब सवाल आता है कि आप क्या चूज करेंगे, दिस इज ऑल अबाउट योर ओन पर्सनल चॉइस. सो यू जस्ट हैव टू बी वेरी ऑन सेल्फ बट कीप स्पीकिंग फॉर ऑलमोस्ट 2 minutes. 2 minutes would end very quickly if you have a lot of ideas to express. So never hesitate to express your ideas, never hesitate to share your opinions, just keep speaking. So we were talking about our introduction. Introduction के लिए there's a checklist that we should always follow while introducing ourselves. We always start with our name, followed by our hometown and current city. Then we tell something about our profession, what we do, what we like doing, then hobbies, and then skills and strengths. And then if we share what are our aims in our life. हमारी जिंदगी में हमारा मकसद क्या है? Where do we see ourselves in next 5 years? And this thing, the last point, is not a compulsion here. ये compulsion नहीं है. If you want, you can share it. If you don't want to give an impression of frankness, you can skip this part. But if you want to give an impression of openness and frankness to someone, you can share your unique quality or personal impression with the other person. Moving on to a small little starter स्लाइड. हम कौन से स्टार्टर्स यूज कर सकते हैं, कौन कौन से सेंटेंसेस जो कि हम बहुत बेसिक बोलते हैं, इंस्टेड ऑफ यूजिंग दोज वी कैन कनेक्ट दोज सेंटेंसेस एंड मेक देम अ लिटिल मोर साउंडिंग इंटरेस्टिंग. तो स्टार्ट करते हैं. माय नेम इज एंड आई करंटली सर्व एज. I'm dash years old. You can also say I'm here to learn English because then you can tell about your education as my academic journey began at dash and has led me to dash. I'm passionate about dash in the field of dash. Currently, I'm engaged in, you can tell about current hobbies, current works, skills, your experience, you can tell about that. And then, in addition to teaching, I also contribute to, you can tell about your additional hobbies or interests. So here's some activities that you have to introduce yourself, keeping in view that you are a doctor. For example, if you are a doctor, introduce yourself as a doctor and try using these following prompts and introduce yourself as a doctor. The same you, but this time you have to introduce yourself as a student. As a student, what would you add in your introduction? What things you'll tell? Try using these starters and introduce yourself. Moving on to another situation that you are in an airport now and you have to introduce yourself to a fellow traveler. एक fellow traveler को आपने अपना आप introduce करवाना है, आपने बताना है कि what's your aim of going, what's the purpose you are leaving this place, are you moving temporarily, is it the first time that you are moving abroad, and where are you going to? All these things you would like to share with a stranger. And then moving on to today's topic of English now. This is something where a lot of people make mistakes. Mistakes कहाँ होती हैं जब हमें सही पता नहीं होता चीज़ों का. तो let's break it down. What's subject verb agreement? सब्जेक्ट वर्ब एग्रीमेंट होता क्या है? उससे पहले हमें बात करनी चाहिए कि एक सेंटेंस में क्या क्या चीज़ें इंपॉर्टेंट होती हैं. व्हाट मेक्स अ कंप्लीट सेंटेंस? अ कंप्लीट सेंटेंस इज मेड अप ऑफ थ्री थिंग्स: अ सब्जेक्ट, अ वर्ब एंड एन ऑब्जेक्ट. So when these three things combine, they make a meaningful sentence. अब इस सब्जेक्ट और वर्ब के दरमियान देयर इज एन एग्रीमेंट बिटवीन दीज टू. इन दोनों ने आपस में एक मुआहिदा कर लिया है कि या तो सब्जेक्ट सिंगुलर होगा या वर्ब सिंगुलर होगा. अब how this goes is, अगर सब्जेक्ट है she, तो she likes to eat apples. They like to eat apples. Let's have a look at the sentences given. I have a phone. Then I like video games. We watch the movie. Sarah reads books. Mike writes emails. They need some information. I'm updating the website. They are taking a test. Peter has bought a new laptop. I will solve this task. So here, keep this saying in your mind that subject, अगर subject plural है, तो verb has to be singular. Verb के साथ s या yes नहीं लगेगा. अगर verb singular है, तो verb के साथ s या es लगेगा. Now, if we talk about what's the difference between a sentence and a phrase, एक phrase क्या होता है? It's a group of words that gives partial meaning, मुकम्मल meaning convey नहीं करते. But let's stop here. It does not convey a complete meaning. हमें ये देखना है कि क्या इंडिकेटर है कि ये फ्रेज है या सेंटेंस है. हम ये तो नहीं कह सकते जस्ट के नहीं इसने सही मीनिंग कन्वे नहीं किया. सो इट डज नॉट हैव अ सब्जेक्ट एंड अ वर्ब टुगेदर इन वन सेंटेंस. एक सेंटेंस में अगर सब्जेक्ट और वर्ब एक साथ ना हो तो वो फ्रेज होगा, सेंटेंस नहीं होगा. इट कैन नॉट स्टैंड अलोन एज अ कंप्लीट आइडिया. ये कंप्लीट आइडिया के तौर पर स्टैंड अलोन फ्रेज नहीं होता. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इन द मॉर्निंग आ ब्यूटिफुल गार्डन, running fast. Now let's talk about what's a sentence. एक sentence क्या होता है? A group of words that gives a complete meaning, has both a subject and a verb. मुकम्मल meaning तो देता है, but मुकम्मल meaning कैसे देगा? इसका indicator क्या है कि subject और verb दोनों एक साथ present होंगे. Then it can stand alone and express a full thought. The examples of a sentence are: she runs fast in the morning. Key difference here between a phrase and a sentence is a sentence expresses a complete idea while a phrase is just a part of a sentence. Now we have small little practice activity. You have to try making sentences from the given word bank. Word bank given है, nouns और pronouns हैं और verbs हैं. Try making sentences keeping in view subject, verb, agreement and a complete sentence. Now moving on to the interesting part of our class. It's pronunciation practice. So our first word is very commonly used word, that is Wednesday. It's not Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Wednesday. Repeat after me, and that's called shadow practice. So let's shadow practice. The next word is jewelry. Jewelry. The next word we have is breakfast. Breakfast. The next word is photograph. Photograph. Photography. Photography. Moving on to the idiom of today, and that is call it a day. Call it a day means to stop working for the day. जब आप थक जाएं, आप कहें कि मैं मज़ीद काम नहीं कर सकता. Let's stop working. Then you'll say, let's call it a day. I'm too tired to do any more. I can't do any more. That was all for today, and we'll meet in the next class. Thank you.